Hey everyone, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. We have a nice collection of inspiration today, and I hope that you will enjoy this process with me. We are going to look at some journals and some supplies, ideas to use things in our creating, and everything shown today will also be available for purchase if you're interested, and the link is in the description box below. We're going to get right into this. We're going to start off with looking at this beautiful journal. It is a challenge journal. I run challenges during the year, and so one of my artists sent this in, and it is a peacock journal. That was the challenge. If you're interested in any information about selling journals or challenges, go over to my Facebook group, Nevermore Creations, Junk Journals and Friends, and you should find all the information you need in the announcements section. But look at how pretty it is to have a crocheted peacock feather on the front and the little leaves. The colors are so pretty. And a pocket in the back with some ephemera. Some hand stitching. That is truly extra and beautiful. All right, let's open this up and take a peek. It is from Yvette. Yvette is also one of my suppliers, so you probably hear her name a lot and see a lot of her beautiful things. This is called Birds of a Feather. It's a hand-beaded vintage tassel. It was made by her mom in the 1970s, so that really is vintage. Lots of hand-drawn stitches and doodles. Here we go. I always love how she does different sized pages. There's a peacock feather. Lots of pretty doodles. Gorgeous, pretty colors. Beautiful. That's a pouch. Isn't that gorgeous? Lots of beautiful places to write. Built right into the construction of the journal. Using periwinkle blooms, pretty as a peacock. These are botanical floral cutouts. All of these you can get, sorry, my hands, they're a mess. And I hurt my thumbs at CrossFit today doing clean and jerks to do 45 of them, and my hands did not like that. So, pardon all of that. Pretty. Look at that for a tuck spot. Gorgeous. Pretty. Fabric reinforced spine. Grungy ombre florals. Ooh. Lavender and lace. She also used that kit. Love the dragonflies. See, beautiful inspirational places to journal. Little collage tag, that's cute. The peacock, so pretty. So that is a challenge journal. And then she crochets the closures. So that's beautiful. And it's nice and long. So you could cut it down if you wanted to and use some of it maybe to top tags. Or you can leave it long, fold it in half like this, and it makes a nice, chunky, bright tassel. So there's that. Then Paula, she's another one of my suppliers. She sent some supplies here. Watercolor embellished tags. So she made a wallpaper pouch to put them in. And then the tags are watercolored. And then she's just embellished them. I think that these would be really pretty in springtime, summertime journals, or even maybe boho journals. And then, of course, reuse the pouch. She has 2 sets of those. They're very, very similar. So it'll be quantity 2. You'll just add whether you want 1 or 2 sets. Grungy collaged postcards. Ooh, I'm excited to see these. Wow, I love that. Look at how grungy. So it looks like she used an index card and made her own postcards. How fun. Lots of mixed media elements. I love those circles. And then on the back, she made them look like postcards. I think there's a ton of inspiration here as well. I know sometimes some of my customers purchase things like this so that they have examples as they're learning to create things for their own journals. And then she has 2 sets of those. So very similar. So you'll get one random set of the grungy collaged postcards. Tags, hand-stitched, embroidered, and beaded. Oh, wow, look at that. Can you see the little beads? So cute. It's kind of like a slow-stitched tag. Can you see all the detail? Absolutely gorgeous. There's hand stitching all in there. Beautiful. Look at the buttons. I'm interested in starting a little bit of slow stitching. I just have not found the time. The only time I've had so far is to look up a couple things on YouTube or Pinterest over the weekend. Had no time to do anything with it. But I think that I liked Gail's idea. If you saw her video, she prepared some and then set them aside. So if she was watching TV or wanted to do something with her hands, she could pull them out and then go ahead and stitch when she had time. So I might have to end up doing that. These are so pretty. The detail is gorgeous. So 2 sets of those. I love the wallpaper pouches. And I've said this many times, and I'm sure I'll say it many times again. We like to make these pouches for you so that you can either use them to store your supplies, you can put them in journals, or please feel free to cut them up, die cut them, punch them out, cut off the stitching, use that for snippets or edging, use this to cover a journal, repurpose these bags. We're giving you a little extra gift by putting them in those bags. Paula also sent a journal in a sack. So here's a quilted sack. It's nice and big. In fact, there's room. If you can look inside of it and see, there's a beautiful journal we're going to look at. But there is room for you to put like pouches of embellishments, scissors, glue, and you could take this with you on a trip and have it all protected, or maybe just keep everything that you want to. This cover is incredible to this journal. And what a perfect example of slow stitching. I'm pretty sure that's what you call it, but this is all hand done. She's done all this, added the beads. Look at the little birds. Look at the dragonfly, a flower, little beads, all different stitches. Isn't that incredible? Look at the French knots. We could spend the whole video just talking about this cover. Look at the adorable spine. The bows through the buttons. Oh, and the back. Look at the back. That is incredible. You have totally inspired me, Paula. Okay, so we have 3 signatures in here. And we're going to take a peek inside. Paula is a true artist. I like to pretend I'm an artist. She's a true one. And she does so many different things in her journals. This is a page from my Clover and Buttercups. She adds so many details and so many different things in each journal. She doesn't skimp. She goes above and beyond, and I'm always blown away by the beauty of her journals. And, oh, look at that Edith Holden page. Isn't that incredible? It's a perfect placement of it. I mean, each tag is incredible. There's this is real eco-dyed paper. So you can tell the difference if you feel it between the digitals and then the real stuff. I don't actually make eco-dyed paper. I'm too scared. That's hilarious. I mean, I should do it. I should try it. But I don't have the confidence for it. I'm not sure it would come out right. So for me, printing the digitals works. But for someone like Paula, look at that. It's impeccable. It is amazing. Look at how the splats and splotches, the beautiful choice of fabrics, the little cute dangly. And that's why I love having Paula on board as a supplier. I hand pick my suppliers. That's not open to everybody. Sending journals is open to everybody, but those who provide supplies for my shop, I hand pick. And I love having her on board because she thinks outside of the box and creates beautiful things that we probably, a lot of us would not be able to make ourselves, or it would take us a lot of practice or a lot of time that we don't have. And it's so wonderful to have that opportunity to be able to purchase something gorgeous from a true artist like Paula. So she does watercolor and the beading and the embroidery and dyed paper. You're going to see in a minute, she sent some dyed papers. Look at how you can see the prints of the flowers and leaves on this page. That is probably the prettiest eco-dyed page I have ever seen. This is from my kit, Perfect Pastels. It's a paper pack. Beautiful spring. This journal is so perfect for springtime. And it is finally starting to feel like spring here in the Tennessee Valley. We have some severe weather coming again tomorrow and Friday. So I do ask if you want to take a second to pray for our area, that everything will be safe and we won't have tornadoes. There's a slight possibility of that. But we're supposed to have storms. And hopefully that will pass and everything will be fine. It's just that time of year, but oh, the sun is shining. The wildflowers are coming up. I noticed in Tennessee here, the wildflowers are mostly purple and yellow. And I was curious, and white. I mean, there's white, but I'm curious where you guys live. If you do not live in southeastern United States, if you live in a different state or a different area of the country, or like England, United Kingdom, Australia, what are the main colors of your wildflowers? Is it purple and yellow everywhere or just here? Are those the main colors? Because I'm really curious. So there's a tassel that comes with this journal, and it's in here to be protected. Okay. And I will add, she asked me to add a bulb pin. I will add a bulb pin to it. But I'm going to leave it in this box because that's going to be the best protected in there. I will just clip a bulb pin so you guys can attach it to the journal when you receive that. But that'll tuck right into there. We are not done yet. The inspiration continues. She has 2 baggies of fabric embellished dangles. You should be getting excited because we already know how amazing she is. We just saw that in the journal. Look at how cute these are. So little like upholstery fabric pieces, and then colored bulb pins, and then little beaded beauties hanging from them. These are so pretty, and they would add just a really unique touch. I haven't really seen a whole lot like this. They're very unique. There's 2 very similar sets, so I hope that you enjoy those. And then she sent some dyed papers. So we have, these are avocado, beet, blueberry, cabbage, and spinach. And I will tuck her note there so you remember. There are, I think, 15 sheets. She was going to have 3 sets of like only 5 sheets, but I'm just going to put them together. So you get 15 sheets. So 3 of each, 3 avocado, 3 beet, 3 blueberry, 3 cabbage, and 3 spinach. And I guess I should show you. So we have as far as this is what I can tell. So avocado, beet, it's a little more pinky, blueberry, it's like a blue-green, cabbage, which is also a bluish color, very beautiful, and then spinach, which is kind of a yellowy color. So 15 of those. That would be, I think, so much fun for like a garden journal, and maybe make a notation of that. And then 1 wallpaper pack. She was going to have these dyed papers tucked into the wallpaper. However, the wallpaper went way over the edge, and regardless, I don't have to explain everything. Too many words, Lindsay, too many words. So I put them together as a wallpaper pack. It is beautiful, beautiful paper. 4 sheets here. And then you can make journal covers and have leftovers. Now we're on to my goodies. I have some things that I've been putting together, and I can't wait to show you. This is a collaged journal cover. It's meant to go on the front of a journal. So it's just scrap paper on the back. That's nothing. You just glue it onto the front. but it's collaged and it's stitched. I have a beautiful Eiffel Tower. This is from Jody Lee, I think it is. She has a blog. This was a freebie of the Eiffel Tower. And then there's a faux wax seal and a pretty little flower. There's faux stitching with a fine point pen. It says Imagine on coffee dyed paper, a wallpaper stitched ribbon, and a little button. So you can obviously add more goodies. We were talking about severe weather and I'm already hearing thunder. That's going to be fun. So glue this onto the front of a journal to kind of give you a start. You could add dangles, you could collage more pictures, or you could leave it this way. I love the blues and greens. So this will be in Lindsay's Handmade. I've noticed I'm down to like one item in Lindsay's Handmade, so I've got to add more. Okay, this is a cute little pouch I made. These are ephemera pieces. This is called Eastern Nature, and it is my digital Eastern Nature. So if you really like this, you can purchase it digitally, you can purchase it printed, but I cut them out. I made a textured cardstock pouch, put one of the little images here on the front, and then they're all different sizes. These are all Chinese and Japanese illustrations, vintage, public domain, so you can sell journals with these. They're all printed on cardstock, and I have inked the edges for you. They're beautiful. It's called Eastern Nature because the theme of all of them, they're all nature. They're birds and trees and flowers and landscapes and ocean waves and all different sizes. So huge collection of that. It's been a while since I've had something like this in the shop, so I tried to get some of that done last week. So I have one Eastern Nature. This one is Innocent Days. There are 39 journal cards or ephemera pieces inside. The pouch is a collaged pouch that I made. Come on, Lindsay. So it's collaged up. It's also stitched. It would be beautiful to tuck into a journal, and you could like put it on a page, tuck behind it, tuck in it, stitched around. This is also an image from Innocent Days. So just like Innocent Days, I have one called Miscellany, and there are also 39 ephemera pieces in here with a collaged pouch, and these are all just random. This is one of my ephemera packs called Miscellany that you can purchase. Just a whole bunch of random. The Victorian Naturalist, here's Shadow Puppets, The Yellow Book, I'll Be Your Sweetheart, Trees, Lady with an Umbrella, all sorts of different ones. Printed on cardstock, inked, cut out, ready to go. I have a mini stamp de-stash. I have 2 wooden stamps here. I have used these, but they're still good, of course. Hashtag makes me smile, and to plant a seed is a hopeful deed. Just a little inexpensive. Find a new home for those. I was going through my stamps. We are not done yet. I'm excited to share this springtime. This is Purple Springtime Journal, and it has a collaged cover. It's just a cute little, I think there's 48 pages or something like that. So it's meant for you to use during maybe Easter time, springtime, something like that, without having to have a huge journal. So I have collaged this cover. I've done stamping and little faux stitching. Beautiful. I've used papers from Creative Fabrica, as well as some hand-dyed papers, mulberry paper, and stenciling and wallpaper. And then this is textured paper. I actually made this cover for a tutorial. Creative Fabrica has hired me to create some tutorials for them, and hopefully in the future I'll be able to tell you more about that. But creating this cover was one of those tutorials, but then I needed to do something with it. So I made a cute little journal. So I have this is part of an envelope that Joanne made me. And then I have a pretty little tag in there that's backed with mulberry paper. I've done stenciling, cute little vintage bunny book page. I've also used my ephemera pack called Down the Rabbit Hole. I've actually altered the colors a little bit from the ephemera to go with the look I was going for. I have some tan copy paper in here, some beautiful papers from Creative Fabrica, some hand-dyed blue paper that I did. It is just cute. Rabbit sticker, little rabbit book pages and mulberry paper. And you can get Down the Rabbit Hole on my website. Some hand-dyed yellow paper. It's just meant to be a little journal that you can use for memory keeping or lists or planning your springtime. It's bright and fun. I love the colors, love the little vintage rabbits. So I had a lot of fun last week creating this journal. And I love the purple spin on springtime and adding those pops of pink and blue. So I have that. This, oh, I didn't even remember what it was. So I just made a little pouch from a vintage book page. And then these are little coffee dyed paper flips. So I got this coffee dyed paper from one of my subscribers. And then I've just made little flips. So I've collaged the front and backs. And then I've stamped a graphic 45 stamp, Have a Happy Day, in the front of each of them. So here is this one. Got a little mushroom. I love those mushrooms. I stamped those on textured paper. Used my Scan and Cut to cut them out. This one's got ferns. This one is bees. So they're all different. Here's a hot air balloon. It says Travel the World. And then a sweet little vintage lady. So that little set of little flips. This was a huge project, and I'm so excited to share it with you. I have a set of 4. They're all extremely similar. It is a wallpaper pouch that I used my jelly plate to really grunge it up with oranges and reds. And there is a fabric ruffle and a little charm that is a little ruler. So we have a gorgeous stitch pouch. The inside of this pouch is totally layered with scraps of jelly printed papers. So it's nice and sturdy. And then there's ephemera. Took a long time to make these. They're collaged. So there's Victoria Designs Mad About Sewing. I think there's some antique papery. I've done stamping. There's jelly prints that I've done. And I've just done a ton of collage. And then also, I forgot who that was from. But some vintage little sewing printables. And then little bits from a vintage sewing book as well. Everything is stitched around, ready to go into your sewing journals. A little bit of fabric on this one. They all have the same number of ephemera pieces. There's a big tag. It says zippers. There's lots of texture with the jelly prints. So much fun. Lots of stitching. So that is one set. And they're all pretty much the same. You can see very similar. And then the backs are collaged and jelly printed with gorgeous papers. I love the colors, how these came out. Again, pretty much the same. And they all have their own differences, but they're very similar. It took me a few days and lots of steps in mass making to get this done. And then the same with this. So very beautiful. Oh, I had so much fun with that. But definitely a bigger project than I normally take on. So I have 4 of those. And then I made a set of dangles. These were fun. I used Mod Podge and I decoupaged so it's just a thick chipboard from like the back of a notepad. And then I've collaged on some vintage dictionary pages in another language. I've stamped purple on them. It's been Mod Podged on this side. I made little like tickets. And then on the back, it's a vintage children's book page. There's an eyelet and a button. And they're different sizes. They're all similar. They all have purple or black or brown. gray type buttons. So there's a whole set of these. They have the bulb pins and the gold eyelets, the purple vines stamped on there, the vintage pages. Thought those would be a lot of fun to add to your journal. So there's a big set of that. That's everything I made, but I did put together some wallpaper packs for Lindsay's Supplies, and I'll go through these really quickly to end the video. We have Dark Jungle. This one's, look at some of those flowers. Isn't that pretty? Ugh, gorgeous. So Dark Jungle. Late Spring Glory. There's 13 here. So we have some wide stripes and then some gorgeous designs and florals. So that is Late Spring Glory. Gray Tide. These are all grays. There's 2 sets of Gray Tide. Sweet Golden. Kind of gold hues to this one. Some crackle. There's 2 Sweet Goldens. Circle of Nature. If you want bright and metallic, this is perfect. There's 2 of those. Bella Shoes. Now these, this is a set of 10 in assorted sizes. These are thick and they're textured. So they're really cool. They're shoes. There's some glitter on, well, not much glitter, but look at how cute these are. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit like this mirror here. So 1 set of that. July Sun. Look at how beautiful that is. I love these florals. I wanted to keep them, but I knew one of you would make something beautiful with that. I don't know why I have pens there. Charcoal Butterflies. So a lot of gray black, but then there's some gorgeous butterfly wallpaper in here. There's 2 sheets of butterflies in there. Summer Florals, assorted sizes of these stripes. The pastels on them are so pretty. And then there's some gorgeous flourishes and florals. Look at those flowers. Oh, so pretty. And there's some fruit. Country Borders. These are little wallpaper border remnants, but they're all country themed. There. And then Young Peter. I love these stripes. It made me think of like a little boy, little vintage boy with his little sweaters and his little shirts. So that's what we have for today. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you got some amazing inspiration, and I hope that you'll subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you with more goodies later this week.